This video was taken over for the 97, the 98, the 99, not the 2000. What's up, y'all? It's Zizz302 coming to you with a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about something fun and nostalgic on early Generation Z. Yes, early Generation Z. Being born between 1997 and 1999, and that's that. Cause let me tell you, son, I was not raised like the people that was born in the mid-2000s on up. Okay, y'all not, you can't put me all the way in that category, but it's something unique being born between 1997 and 99. On a serious note, we were the last to grow up with VHS. So yes, if you ask most people that were born between 1997 and 1999, they still remember going to Hollywood Video or Blockbuster, renting a VHS. The last VHS tape was made, I believe, in 2006, and around that time I still remember going to the rental home video store. So yeah. But another thing that makes us very unique, we still remember a time where technology was just getting there. Like, cause Generation Z is supposed to represent those that grew up entirely in the digital age. But I have to say that we still remember passing notes in class, getting in trouble for passing notes. Texting was very big by the time we were in elementary school, but people were still calling each other at the time. But once we hit middle school, texting was a very big thing. With us, early Generation Z, born before 2000, we still remember the 2000s. Our whole childhood was the 2000s, and a little bit of middle school too. I remember going to Hollywood Video with my mom, and we rented Betty Daycare on VHS, and about 2 years later it converted into DVD, and we wound up owning it on DVD. Next, there's The Incredibles. I remember watching in the theaters, and we also own that on DVD, as well as Are We There Yet? I like to point out the fact that I remember when Beyonce first started going solo, and she did her last album with Destiny's Child called Destiny Fulfilled. From Beyonce going from Dangerously in Love to Cowboy Carter has been amazing. Glow up, transition, and the whole history of music itself. Love Beyonce for sure. I always wanted to be Beyonce when I was younger. I think like me and thousands of other black girls. Like, come on now. Who does not love Beyonce? And another artist I like to mention is Rihanna, because I remember her on 106 Park when she did Pon de Replay. But her going from 106 Park to being an international pop star, baby, and she's a billionaire. And she owns her own business for Savage X Fenty. Stop playing with her. Stop playing with her. Now, another, I'm trying to think who else. Lil Wayne and Kanye West. Yep, they're the complete opposite, but they're great rappers. And the fact that I get to see them evolve as rappers has been an amazing journey. I basically grew up with both of them when they were first coming up. I got to see Kanye become a rapper. I was not really thought of when he was the producer yet, but when he became a rapper, I was all the way there, from College Dropout to Donda. Okay. Now, Lil Wayne, I was still a baby when Lil Wayne was with the Hot Boys, but after that, when he went solo, baby, I practically grew up with him. There was no way, you could not escape Lil Wayne back then. But yeah, he's not my favorite rapper, but he's a great rapper, and I do plan on doing a video on all four of the artists I just mentioned: Beyonce, Rihanna, Kanye West, and Lil Wayne. And another thing I like to mention when it comes to music, I remember the dances. I remember the Soulja Boy, the chicken noodle soup, the stanky leg. That was a fun time to be a child in the 2000s, because it was always something to do. Like, you wasn't forced to grow up fast, and it was just different activities to do. I mean, you had the MP3 player that you can listen to, even though you had to go on LimeWire, and your parents' computer was having a lot of viruses, but you know what I'm saying, that you had to get that free music, you know. But besides that, I mean, you got all these dances that, you know, you and your cousins would do, you know, as an activity. You wasn't just sitting at home bored on your phone all day. Like, no, you were outside playing. And if you wasn't playing outside, you were definitely listening to MP3 player, trying to do the dances. You know, snap your fingers, the lean with a rock with it. Come on now. Come on now. Honey, I was about to bust a move. I'm like, nah. Not right now. Here's a quick history lesson. Before there was MP3 players, there was hit clips. Hit clips have paved the way for MP3 players. Hit clips came out in 1999 and they discontinued in 2003. And these are the two MP3 players I used to have as a kid. As you can tell, I was very obsessed with Pink. Now, when we was out here having our little MP3 players, playing outside, still playing double dutch and jump rope, even though I could not do double dutch to save my life. I still can't, but I could do singles, you know. We still was playing outside. We weren't playing outside, we were playing board games. I do remember going to Toys R Us and begging my mom to give me a board game. It was probably Trouble or Scrabble or Monopoly. And there's so many other cool board games that I can't think of right now. But let's talk about the toys. We had the iDog. We had Bratz. Even though Bratz came out in 2001, but I still remember Bratz. Bratz was still the thing. I like Bratz better than Barbie, if you ask me. I had Sasha. Sasha actually had textured hair, and my mother made sure to get me that particular doll. Shout out to KB Toys. They are no longer in business, but I do remember going in there and begging my mother for some toys. Let's see what else. I remember Game Boys, the Wii, and Nintendo DS. one thing that's special about the DS is that I remember the first model DS. So therefore you didn't really feel the need to pay all this money for a big gaming system in your house. I didn't have any siblings, so my mother thought it was a better investment for her to buy me the Nintendo DS. Cause I really wanted the Wii, because the Wii was, you know, more fun and more active, but my mother was not getting me no Wii, and I ain't have no siblings. However, I had a bunch of cousins that had siblings, so I would go over their house and play the Wii. And back in elementary school in the 2000s, I remember during gym, we would play with the parachutes. And I know on relaxed days, we would go into class, and if we see a big fat back TV, we knew we was going to have a good time. We was going to have a good day in school. If you see that big fat back TV, and I still remember some of them had VHSs. Oh yeah, we were looking at some kind of like old history lesson. Baby, not all the movies was being converted to DVDs now. They had to do what they had to do. So but over time, by 2006, 2007, everything was pretty much on DVD, you know. But they still had fatback TVs even then, but just only strictly DVDs. And then you have the TVs where they had the VHS and the DVDs. Now, I remember my dad was trying to fix our VHS thing that's been out for years. I remember he tried to dig inside of it with a butter knife. Don't ask me why. Don't judge him. Now let's get into the childhood shows made for us. For those that remember them being originally aired. Disney Channel, come on now. Proud Family, That's So Raven. I still watch That's So Raven. I got Disney Plus. I will watch that show for the rest of my life because her outfits was just too iconic, baby. That's my favorite out of all them shows. Out of Kim Possible, Lizzie McGuire, you cannot tell me that no, like That's So Raven was all that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is my all-time favorite Disney Channel show. I'm actually happy I did not get a video now because I would be so mad that it did not work. And it would only play like one episode of each show. I remember watching Jimmy Neutron on one of my friend's video nows, but they did not last long. They lasted for probably about 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. But they have discontinued because like I think it was something to do with like the battery. Like it would just, I remember the episode would just start biffering and start screeching. Like it just was not a clear image, and it just would not play right. Like it just would not play right. It was always just some technical difficulties with the video nows, but I do remember those. Towards the later 2000s, I like to mention the fact that we were able to experience a black president being sworn in. And another fun fact about President Obama, his oldest daughter was born in 1998 as well. So she herself got to see her dad get sworn in as the president in the later 2000s. Another thing I like to mention would be the economy decline. And this is around the time when unemployment was skyrocketing. Like, places were shutting down. And I was only 11 when this was going on, but it was a very big deal because I personally knew family members that lost their jobs. And they were really struggling. So by the time the economy went on up, it was, I mean, I was about to get into high school very soon, and I believe like soon as I was getting out of middle school, that's when the economy was starting to build back up. As you know now, a lot of things happen currently, but I do remember the first decline that I remember that happened would be at 11 years old versus me going on 26. I was happy to see a full black Disney princess on the screen at 11 years old. But that concludes my video. I hope y'all had fun mentioning all of the nostalgic things that us late 90s babies experienced. And please stay tuned for some more content. And thanks for watching.